Hello everyone, my name is Lauren Hager and today I'm going to persuade you to become a vegetarian. According to the American rights community, an average American consumes in his or her lifetime 11 cows, 23 hogs, 45 turkeys, 1,100 chickens, and 862 pounds of fish. That's a lot of meat. The National Advisory Committee on Nutritional Education reports that we should decrease our intake of fats in animal products and increase our intake of complex carbohydrates that are found in fruits and vegetables. The reality is that America is eating too much meat, which is harming our lives and our planet. Today I'm going to talk to you about one of America's biggest problems, which is the overconsumption of meat. I'm going to explain how meat affects the environment, the economy, and our health. And I'm also going to explain to you why we should care about this problem and ultimately how we can solve it. The problem is the consumption of animal products harms the economy, the environment, and the individual's health. Enormous farm subsidies seen in some rich nations cause predictable problems, resulting in what some will describe as privatized profits and socialized costs. For example, there is a chart that shows a cycle which market distortion changes prices and consumption habits, which lead to unhealthier foods becoming cheaper, which then lead to health, environmental, and other costs increasing, which then lead to meat industries and other businesses profiting from all of this, and the cycle continues along. Products from the industries who benefit from this unequal arrangement are far cheaper than what they really should be, such as the hamburger. A quote from Simone Spearman from his article, Eating More Veggies Can Help Save Energy. He says, if water used by the meat industry in the United States were not subsidized by taxpayers, common hamburger meat would cost $35 a pound. Researchers in India did some calculations a few years ago looking at what would happen if we started to include all of the environmental costs that are a part of the production of that $4 hamburger that you're eating. For example, if that burger is produced on land that once used to be a rainforest, then you've lost the rainforest, you've lost the ecosystem services that the rainforest provides, such as carbon and biodiversity. All of a sudden, when you start inputting all of those environmental costs, it turns out that the price of that $4 hamburger should actually be around $200. And that, of course, is just one of the elements that goes into the cost of it. Animal agriculture takes a devastating toll on the earth as well. According to the animal rights community, 33% of raw materials are devoted to livestock productions. An article from USA Today magazine titled Global Impact of Meat Consumption states that water experts calculate that humans are consuming half of the available fresh water on the planet. That's only leaving the other half to be divided among a million or so more of the other species. Producing 8 ounces of beef requires 25,000 liters of water. And not only water is the only problem, but in the United States, 56 million acres of land is produced for hay just to feed the livestock. That only leaves 4 million acres to support the vegetables for human consumption. That is reported by the Department of Commerce. Such inefficient use of land means that food production will not be able to keep up with the population growth. America, as a meat-centered diet, and mainly because of that and the lack of exercise, we are the fattest nation in the world. Obesity rates are increasing as well as the diseases that come with it. According to the American Diabetic Association, nearly 26 million individuals in the United States have diabetes, a disease that could be prevented or controlled with a healthy diet. The consumption of animal fats and proteins has been linked to heart disease, colon and lung cancer, osteoporosis, diabetes, kidney disease, hypertension, obesity, and a number of other conditions. So why should we care about this problem? Because we are using all of our natural resources to produce meat. It takes 25 gallons of water to produce a pound of wheat, whereas it takes 25,000 gallons of water to produce a pound of meat. Also, if every human ate a meat-centered diet, the world's oil reserves would only last for 13 years. If people became vegetarians, it would last for nearly 260 years. We could increase our resources by nearly 20% a year by cutting out meat from our diet. So now I'm going to tell you about a solution, which is the vegetarian diet. A vegetarian diet works because it doesn't affect our environment and it doesn't kill innocent animals. Plus, according to vegetarianlivetodie.org, a typical vegetarian diet reflects all of the dietary recommendations for healthy eating. Contrary to popular opinion, iron and protein can be found in foods other than meat. Also, if more people would follow a vegetarian diet, certain illnesses and conditions would, like I mentioned earlier, would be cut back. In addition, vegetarianism just makes sense. According to msu4pc.edu, humans are designed to eat plant-based foods. People get ill so often because our bodies are not suited for meat. Our teeth are flat and not pointed and sharp. Also, our digestive tract is much longer. Meat-eating animals have a very short digestive tract. It's designed to move the meat through their bodies as quickly as possible. Do you know how long it takes for one person to digest meat? It takes nearly 2 weeks, and people are eating meat for 3 meals a day. So what can you do to help? Well, certainly not everyone should go from eating meat today to no meat tomorrow. Start by cutting back and having only 1 meal a day that involves meat, and then only once a week to once a month until you completely cut out the meat and you have a vegetarian diet. In conclusion, today we talked about the devastating effects that a meat diet has in the United States. We learned how it affects our environment and our economy and our overall health. If we eat a plant-based diet, then our health, our environment, and our economy would benefit. If everyone in America became vegetarian for just one day, we could save 100 billion gallons of water, 1.5 billion pounds of crops, 70 million gallons of gas, and 33 tons of antibiotics. Imagine what we could do in a year. Think about it. It only starts with a decision. Thank you.